Well, hi everyone. I know it's been a long time since I've updated you. I had my 2-week visit with my surgeon last Thursday, and then Friday and Saturday were just crazy. Sunday my husband was here, and so he would have just thought I was crazy. But anyway, so I'm here to update you on my status as far as weight loss surgery and my VSG. I had vertical sleeve gastrectomy on May 4th at St. Mary's Hospital in Duluth, Minnesota, and Dr. Matthew Bettendorf was my doctor. And I weighed in at, my highest weight ever was 240 pounds, and I weighed in, when I started the surgery, or when I started the counseling, I weighed in at 226 pounds. During that time, I went down to 222. They wanted me to kind of maintain my weight because my risk factors are high, but if I lost the weight, I would bump right out of eligibility. So I maintained for 8 months actually, around between 222 to 226, so bounced back and forth in that 4-pound range. And then when I weighed in to do sorry, I'm just distracted. When I weighed in before my week-long pre-surgery liquid diet, I weighed in at 217 pounds. And when I weighed in last Thursday, I was down to 204.8 pounds. So between the time that I started my liquid diet before the surgery and then after surgery, the 2 weeks, I lost 18 pounds or something like that. I'm just not a numbers person. It just doesn't matter to me what the numbers say. It really just matters to me how I move, how my clothes fit, what I'm able to do. A couple of NSVs happened during that 2 weeks. The first weekend after, or the second weekend after my surgery, my kids, or my daughter and our grandkids and us went up to a waterfalls that is in northern Minnesota, and we were walking the falls, and the first thing I noticed was my hips didn't hurt, which I had noticed while I was walking too. But then when I was at the falls, there was rocks to climb down because it's kind of a falls that goes down, and there are some steps, but then when you get to a certain point you have to walk on rocks. And so I noticed that my knees didn't hurt, and I was just amazed. I kept changing my way of walking and everything, trying to figure out why my knees didn't hurt. And I just realized that a lot of the knee pain was from the weight. So I'm really happy about that, because that's one of the funnest things I like to do is walk around waterfalls. And I was getting to the point where I was not enjoying it at all. In fact, I was getting scared of actually going on those kind of hikes because of the climbing of the rocks and stuff, but I still want to be able to do that. So, and I'm 55 years old. I guess that'll never get old for me. And so I've been having some difficulty with the food, and it's probably because I rush too much or something. I don't slow down enough, but there are certain foods. I also had a hiatal hernia repair to help with the acid reflux, and that has caused me to have slower progress as far as getting even pureed foods down. So they said I could start pureed foods. I've been drinking some creams, or been eating some cream soups for a couple weeks now, and then this last week I tried eating some pureed foods. Like, they told me I could have potatoes, which, yeah, I know there's starches and everything, but we were at a potluck on Sabbath, and so I didn't know what to eat, and I had brought my drink, but even the Slim Fast drinks and the Carnations are getting they're so thick that they get down, and I can't even get more than 2 or 3 ounces in, and it's stuck right here. So and then I kind of quit eating it. They're getting really old too, by the way. I can't keep eating those things. I got to do something else. So I've been eating some cream soups. I haven't tried oatmeal yet. I haven't tried Malt-O-Meal. They said I could do that, and I think I just feel that fullness. There are some things now that don't bother me at all, which is amazing. You would think. I ate a piece of chicken, like just a small piece of chicken from one of the legs. It was just a little chunk of meat. didn't bother me at all. Went right down. I never had any issues with it. But last week, also on Thursday, I drank my Carnation Instant Breakfast in the morning, and I don't know if I drank it too fast or if it was just a bad bunch, because it went right through me. And in 10 minutes, I was in the bathroom. But then it happened again that evening when I had some soup. And so I think maybe I might have had a bug. I'm not sure. Or maybe it was dumping syndrome. I don't know what that really means. But anyway, I didn't seem to have it on Friday. I did take some Pepto-Bismol, and that took a little bit of the diarrhea away. So anyway, so bouncing back around here now. So now this week I'm trying to get in some soft food, or some, not soft foods, but pureed foods. And they were really pleased with my progress. They said that I'm doing really well, to just keep going. I literally don't care what the scale says. I really don't. I'm trying to get in what I need to get in. Yesterday I was pretty weak, so I was trying to get some more protein in me, and I just struggled all day long trying to get that protein in, and I was just bleh. So, not sure how it's going to go the rest of the week. I had some soup today for lunch, cream of chicken soup, and that went down fine. I had one piece of the chicken that was in the soup, so it's soft. And I chewed that up really, really well, and I haven't had any problem with it. But I'm concentrating on my water today, and then getting some protein in. I did order some unflavored protein online, because in my local stores here, I can't find any. And so all they have is vanilla and chocolate, and then peanut butter, and then strawberry, and the stuff is just disgusting to me. So I'm going to try the unflavored stuff. I had green beans last night. I mashed them up really good and ate those, and that didn't bother me at all. So I'm thinking I might just start pureeing my food up really good, and then going with that. And maybe I can get some more protein and some nutrients in me. But I was pretty weak yesterday. I was trying to do laundry, and it was tough. I was tired. Saturday, after we got back from our church's district meeting, we came home, and I crashed on the couch until, I think it was 2 hours I slept on the couch. I was exhausted, because Friday and Saturday were like nonstop all day long. And I think I'm still recovering. It's 2 weeks out, 2.5 weeks now. And so my body just can't take it all, and it's been pretty difficult. So I just wanted to update you. I've been watching everybody else as much as I can. I'm now following Jamie Quickert, and her story is pretty interesting, because I saw it today, because she was just about at the same point I am, and her surgery was about the same time mine was, but 2 years ago. So it's been kind of interesting to watch hers, and I used the little cups like she suggested too, and that's what I've been using to measure some of my food. The only problem I have with those is if I put soup in them, I got to dump the soup out into a cup and warm it up in the microwave. And so I kind of wish I had something like a Tupperware thing that was 2 ounces or 4 ounces even. And so I might look around for that. But I had my granddaughters right away. I had my surgery on Thursday. I had my granddaughters on Monday. And my husband was here that day, but the rest of the week he was off doing some stuff. I'm just noticing all of this under here. I must be losing some weight in my face. So several people have mentioned that they could see it, that I've lost some weight. I can see it in my arms a little bit, and I can see it in my neck and my face. But as far as my body, I mean, my clothes fit differently, but I never measured myself. That just really isn't important to me. I'm just not a numbers person. So it took me a week and a half to find my scale at all, and so I haven't been on it since I've been at the doctor's. And the next doctor appointment I have is a month, so I might check it at 2 weeks just to see how things are going, and just check my progress at that time. I want to thank you all for your comments. This is hard for me to do. I'm not a big recording person. I don't like to really record a lot, and I'm crooked. But I want to thank you for your comments, and thank you for the subscribers that have subscribed to me. This is a day-to-day process, and I know that this is not a quick fix. And it's harder than I thought it was going to be as far as the food. I thought, oh, I can do this, right? And I'm realizing that it's a lot harder than you think. And if anybody tells you that this is the easy way out, they're wrong. It's not easy. This is way harder. Passing up all that potluck food on Sabbath was really, really hard. And I think potlucks are going to be my problem, because I used to just fill my plate at potlucks. I love potlucks. But I resisted. I didn't have any birthday cake. Somebody's birthday was this week, so I didn't have any birthday cake. I didn't have anything that was bad for me. And the only thing I did was eat that potato, and that filled me up so much. And I don't even think I ate even a little bit of the potato. I had one piece from a potato from a potato salad, and that's all I had. And then I had some watermelon. That's what I ate, was some watermelon. And that was more than enough. So I just have to get used to the fact that I can't eat as much as I want. And I guess I enjoyed food more than I thought. It is a huge part of my day. It was a huge part of me. My husband and I don't drink, we don't smoke, we don't go to movies, we don't go to the bars, what we do is we walk and hike and spend time with our kids and do church things. And so we don't have a lot to entertain us. And so food was a lot of the time our entertainment. It was just going out to dinner, getting out of the house, and not having been out to eat in 3 weeks has been a record for us, really, because that's what we did to do something, to get out of the house. Otherwise, we're sitting here watching television turning into slugs, and it just gets old. And so it's going to be hard, to know when I'm going to be able to even just like once a week go out, and where do you go, and how much do you eat. And I'm not going to even do it until I can be sure that when I go, that I don't overdo it. And so as of right now, I'm just sticking with my Jell-O, my soups, and my water, and just going from there, because it's just too hard to go out and smell the foods and not be able to have some of it. So all right, this is at 12 minutes already. I hope I can update you more often. It's really, really hard to do some days, and I really wanted to do an update on Thursday and just didn't get it done. By the time I got done on Thursday, it was crazy. Friday, I had an appointment. I had to teach art at a local church school at 9 o'clock. 10 o'clock, I had to meet a lawyer for the estate that we're taking care of. And then I had to drive to Duluth, which was an hour and a half for my appointment. And because I left a little earlier, I got in a little earlier, but not much. Headed back home, had to go to choir practice for the event on Sabbath. And then after that, somebody had given us tickets to the Minnesota Orchestra at the Rife Center in Grand Rapids. And so we went to that, and I'll tell you, oh, it was wonderful. There's nothing like a live orchestra. You can't listen to music that is on a CD or a DVD or whatever and not hear what you hear at a live concert. So we were very thankful that a couple that we knew had extra tickets. And so we went to that, and it was beautiful. It was really wonderful. So I need to make that I need to put more of that stuff in my life. I need to do more of that arts related stuff. And watching my grandkids has really kept me from doing that. I know that their mom doesn't have another choice as far as babysitting. She can't afford it. And so I really want them to be with me, but it's really put a limit on my activities as far as, literally my son left in 2012. He graduated from high school and moved out on his own. And 2 years later, I was watching kids. So we kind of lost our adult time, our empty nester time, and we were looking forward to that, actually. I wasn't the kind of mom crying at the door when my kids took off for college or for school. That wasn't me. We raised them to get them out in the world, and when they got out in the world and they were successful on their own, that was what we tried to do, and we did our job. So, and I respect their privacy, and they respect ours. So it's really been nice, but raising these two little girls now when mom's been working is really, really hard, and I just don't get anything done. I don't know, I haven't said anything, but as you can see on the wall up there, I'm a painter. So you can see up there, those are my paintings. This one I got a grand prize on at the local fair last year. And then there's another painting over there. And I do photography too, so it kind of just keeps me from doing that stuff because I can't do that. It's oil paint, and I can't have two little girls around with lacquer thinner and paint and brushes, and I mean, I just don't have the setup for that here at this apartment. So maybe when I get a house, I'll be able to set up my own studio and have my own place to do that. But right now, I just don't, and I miss it. It's something that I enjoy doing, and I don't get to do it because it's too much of a hassle. So hopefully I'll be able to start doing that on my own sometime soon. Summer's here, maybe I can even on weekends go out and paint. But closing out this estate of my best friend who passed away in March, it's going to take most of our free time, I think, this summer. We have to sell her house. We have to sell the belongings in the house. The company that does that here in Grand Rapids won't do it because she had cats and they're allergic, so we're going to have to do it ourselves. And she had debts we have to pay. So it's going to be a long summer. And then we don't know what we're going to do with the house, if we're going to actually try and buy it and fix it up because it needs a lot of work on the inside, or if we're just going to sell it outright and pay off the bills and be done. So that's all coming up. So anyway, thank you very much for being there for me, and I will try to be more consistent about getting these videos out, even if I have to record them at different weird times. I try to do it during the day because it's lighter in here, and it gets really dark in here at night. So I'm hoping that I can get them done right after the girls leaves. They just left here about 20 minutes ago, so after they leave with their mommy, then I can get some videotaping done. But if you have any suggestions for this pureed stage, go ahead and post them in the comments below and click like and subscribe. And I'm open to any suggestions on how to deal with especially the hiatal hernia thing that I'm concerned about. Oh, which reminds me, there was a benefit to the hiatal hernia repair. It was repaired for the acid reflux, but there was 10 years ago, I grew up as a child with my family singing all the time. We sang as a family. They called us, the singers, and so everywhere we went we were singing, and so my whole life has been singing. But 10 years ago, for some reason, I could not sing in the morning anymore, and I had all this gunk in my throat every day. And so I asked the surgeon, I says, would fixing that hiatal hernia get rid of that? And he said, well, yeah, I think so. I would have never guessed that would happen, but yeah. So I was singing on Thursday night, and in my church I was doing some practicing, and I noticed that my voice is much clearer. I can hit the high notes again. So having this hiatal hernia repaired that was worth it all to me right there, that I could finally sing again. So I'm excited about that, and the recovery of my voice and not having all that stuff coming back. So, oh my goodness, this is at 18 minutes. Okay, so make any comments you have. If you have any suggestions for especially vegetarian dishes for the pureed part, or vegan, don't hesitate to share that with me. Tell me what works for you, because I'm a terrible cook, but I got to do something besides soup all the time, and that gets old just like the Jell-O does. And so anyway, I'll be anxious to see any comments, and thank you very much again for all of your support, and I will talk to you maybe in a week or so. I'll try to do it every week. All right. Bye-bye. Talk to you later.